Welcome to Unit 3, Level 2 video notes. We will be practicing more unit conversions. Our learning targets are to be able to convert from one unit to another, as well as to understand conversions between standard and metric. Our first example is trying to figure out which is longer, a 5-kilometer race or a 5-mile race. And we can't do this unless if our units are the same. So we can either change 5 kilometers into miles, or we can change miles into kilometers. I'm going to show both. Kilometers is metric and miles are standard or English units. So kilometers are used all throughout the world, whereas miles are used just in the United States. To get from metric to standard or metric to English, we have to use those common conversion factors on your sheet. And in our case here, it's 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So we take the 5 kilometers and we can change that to miles using unit conversion or proportion. I'll show both ways. So 5 kilometers over 1, to change the kilometers to miles, we need a conversion factor. And we know that kilometers needs to be on the bottom, so that cancels. And about 1.61 kilometers are in 1 mile. Our units of kilometers cancel, so our answer will be in miles. Now we multiply straight across and then divide, or whatever's on top multiply, whatever's on the bottom divide. If I do 5 divided by 1.61, I get 3.10559 miles. And whatever it says it rounds to round to, do so. Let's round to the nearest 10. That would be 3.1. And we could have said 5 kilometers is how many miles, and we know that 1.61 kilometers is 1 mile. So because this only took one conversion factor, we could have done a proportion pretty easily, but let's keep practicing those conversions. Right now, I have enough information to compare the two, and I do know that 5 kilometers is 1.9 short the miles of 5 miles. Well, let's change 5 miles into kilometers for the heck of it. So 5 miles, we want miles to change to kilometers, and I can with that same conversion factor. And we know that 1 mile is about 1.61 kilometers. Multiply straight across. 5 times 1.61 is 8.05. And our miles canceled, we're left with kilometers. On the bottom, it's just 1 times 1, so our answer is 8.05. So now we can see that 5 miles is definitely bigger than that 5 kilometers as well. Here, a cheetah can run up to 61 miles per hour, and an antelope, the cheetah's prey, can run 88.5 kilometers per hour. Which animal is faster? Hopefully the antelope is, so they can catch the cheetahs, but we'll find out. So a cheetah's speed is 61 miles per hour. So 61 miles, now it's a rate. Per is a division sign, miles per hour. And it's really 1 hour, it's not 61 miles for 3 hours, it's 61 miles per hour. Now we need to change that to kilometers per hour. So I always like to get a plan. The miles have to be changed to kilometers on top, and the hours stay the same on the bottom. So really all we need to change is the miles into kilometers. And we just did that using one conversion factor, so let's do it again. All right, so let's change our miles into kilometers. And 1 mile is about 1.61 kilometers. Now my answer is in kilometers on top and hours on the bottom. That is kilometers per hour. I'm ready to multiply and then divide. So 61 times 1.61 is 98.21. And then if we divide by 1 times 1 here, still just 98.21. So there's our answer, 98.21 kilometers per hour. Now let's check the antelope speed in miles per hour. But right now we can already see the cheetah is going to outrun the antelope. So lucky cheetah. That antelope might be hungry. It's going to have to be sneaky. All right, 88.5 kilometers per hour. There's per hour again, so we need the 1. Now, if I need the kilometers to become miles, I can do so with 1 conversion factor. So kilometers to miles, and on the bottom, I'm just going to keep hours. I don't need to change them. All right, this time we want the kilometers to change. So they need to be diagonal to cancel out. And about 1.61 is the same as 1 mile. Multiply straight across, 88.5 times 1. And then on the bottom, 1 times 1.61. Divided out, 88.5 divided by 1.61 is 54.968. So about 54.97 miles per hour, and that's still short of catching that cheetah. Kind of a shortcut to this is you can just multiply everything on top, so that's this, and divide everything on the bottom, and we still will end up with that same decimal. And notice our kilometers canceled out, so we were left with miles per hour. You are making the Thanksgiving turkey this year, and you need a 28-pound turkey to feed all of the guests. The grocery store has turkey weights in kilograms. Will a 12-kilogram turkey be enough to feed everyone? We could change the pounds to kilograms and see if that works, or we could change the kilograms and see if that's over 28 pounds. Well, let's do 28 pounds. And let's change that to kilograms. Let's look at our sheet. Pounds is English or standard units. Kilograms are metric. And the only way to do that on your sheets is using that common conversion factor. And I see pounds and kilograms right there, so this is not going to be too shabby. 28 pounds over 1, it's not a rate. We need to change pounds to kilograms. So we know that there's 2.2 pounds in 1 kilogram. So it's a direct conversion again. And 2.2 on the bottom, 1 on top. Multiply everything on top, divide everything on the bottom. So 28 times 1, 2.2 times 1, and we'll divide it in the end and get 12.727. And now our answer is in kilograms. So I need a 28-pound turkey. I will get 12.727 kilograms roughly, and that's more than what the store has. So if I buy a 12-kilogram turkey, I'm going to be 0.727 kilograms short. So I will not have enough. Here we're going to have to change a rate because a water fountain spouts 180 liters in 30 minutes. So 180 liters in 30 minutes. And we need to figure out what is that in gallons per second. So the top is going to become gallons, on the bottom is going to become seconds. Well, let's create a plan before we start to do this. How do the liters become gallons? Well, liters is metric and gallons is standard or English. So the only way to get from liters to gallons is going to be using that conversion factor. And if I look, 1 liter is 1.06 quarts. So I'm sure I can make it into quarts. Can I make the quarts into gallons? Let's look at our English. Quarts and gallons are standard units or English units. And quarts to gallons are right there. So I can get my quarts to become gallons. Then on the bottom, my minutes need to become seconds. And I do know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So I can make a direct conversion downstairs to keep the minutes to become seconds. I like to change the top first. So let's look at the bottom here. 180 liters. I can make my liters into quarts using this. So my liters need to cancel and I'll be left with quarts. And there is 1 liter for every 1.06 quarts. So if I finish this, my answer would be in quarts per minute, but I need gallons per second. So now I need to take my quarts and change them to gallons. So right here, I know my quarts will cancel if I put it on the bottom and the top there. So 4 quarts for 1 gallon. So now my top is certainly gallons. but the bottom is still minutes. So now since minutes is on bottom, I need to match it diagonally on top. So 1 minute, minutes will cancel way over there. 1 minute for every 60 seconds. So if everything cancels, I'm left with gallons per second. And that's what we needed. Now it's time to finish. The shortcut is to multiply everything on top and divide everything on the bottom. So I would do 180 times 1.06 times 1 times 1 is the same, divided by 30, divided by 4, divided by 60. And I get 0.0265. Now I'm going to do it another way and see if it still works. All right, multiply straight across. 180 times 1.06 times 1 is the same. So that is equal to 190.8. If I multiply everything on the bottom together, I'll have to divide by at the end, but 30 times 1 times 4 times 60 is 7,200. Now at the end, you would divide 190.8 divided by 7,200, and we indeed get 0.0265, and our units is gallons per second. All right, so that is 0.0265 gallons per second. And they want it rounded to the nearest 10,000. So we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. I think we are good from what I have on my calculator. Good luck on your homework.